Welcome back to another episode of Going For It. I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, the reverse Hitler stash. Is that what the reverse Hitler
It's the
stash?
reverse Hitler. There's no hair in the middle, only on the sides.
I love it. I'm in full support of the reverse Hitler, or you could reverse Charlie Chaplin. I think he
Could
had
be
it
reversed.
first,
That might be
technically.
better. The reverse Charlie
It
Chaplin.
might be better. The reverse Charlie Chaplin. We're starting it here. It's the reverse Charlie Chaplin. It's great. We love it. It's like a faux hawk on your face, a reverse faux hawk on your face.
It's a trash stash that says a lot.
Honestly, you know what I just pictured is, I don't know if you watch Parks and Recs, but
a little bit.
So there's an episode where Ron Swanson's wife, Tammy, one of his ex-wives named Tammy, comes back, and he has the big bushy mustache, and it's missing in exactly the same spot where yours is. And they were like, "You shaved your mustache?" And he goes, "No, it rubbed off from friction." And that's all I can think about now. So here we are. We are going to break down the Sunday night football games and the true Monday night football game. Sorry for anyone that's excited to hear us talk about New Orleans and Carolina. We're not really going to talk about that. But we are going to start with Sunday night, Miami versus New England. I know you didn't get to watch a whole lot of the Miami Chargers game. I watched the whole thing. But this Miami offense is special.
Yeah.
It is special.
They are one of the few games or few teams that came into week one and confirmed what we thought of them going into the season. I mean, there were so many teams that, oh, this team's going to be great, and they stunk. Or, this team's not going to be all that good, and then they come out and play great and win a game. Miami was one of the very few that was like, they are going to be a very good team, and then they showed it. And it was fun to watch. It was really fun to watch.
So let me say this is, let's for a minute pretend like all teams are created equal. We know that that's not the case, but let's pretend. And Browns is the Browns. We'll get there. If everyone was a step behind, a half a step behind from where they would normally be, because as you and I have said throughout multiple recordings tonight, we're treating this week one as preseason week 4, what would actually be preseason week 3 in the olden times, where the starters got a full half. That would mean that this Miami offense has the ability to get better.
That's a scary thought.
It's terrifying. And then you think about the fact that they're still actively in talks with the Colts for Jonathan Taylor.
And who's apparently healthy and ready to go.
Who could pass a physical this week.
Yeah.
If so, and it is a shame that Craig Brooks has not yet joined us for this conversation, but if Miami were to get Jonathan Taylor, I don't know that the Niners, the Eagles, the Cowboys, I don't know that there's anybody on defense that could stop this offense.
No. The only way would be to get to Tua and make him put his jiu-jitsu training to the test. Because didn't he spend all offseason doing martial arts to learn how to fall? Like that, the way to beat Miami is going to be the way that you beat good quarterback teams in the past, which is you got to put pressure on the quarterback, get them uncomfortable, get them out of their rhythm, and get them on the ground. And if you can't do that to Miami, they're going to drop points on you. And then you either need to go out and outscore them or you're going to lose.
It's going to be so hard. It's going to be so hard to outscore Miami because, like, Tyreek Hill showed you can double, triple, quadruple cover this dude, and he's going to get the ball. And Tua showed multiple times, but like one time in particular, that touchdown pass that we've already talked about, but like we'll continue to talk about because it was amazing. He's going to put the ball where Tyreek can get it. And he did that.
So that pass to Tyreek Hill was the perfect quarterback throw. One of the more exciting quarterback catches of the season happened on Monday night with Garrett Wilson playing defense, batting the ball to himself, and then catching it for an incredible touchdown for the Jets. But that was a horrible throw.
It's a terrible
horrible throw. Nobody's giving Tyreek Hill any credit because all he had to do is put his hands marginally away from his chest, and that ball just bloop, right into the breadbasket there. So that was almost entirely on Tua, and I didn't know he had it in him.
So we've been saying, at least I haven't, and Craig has been in support of it, but for most of the offseason that Tua's accuracy is his weapon. He does not have the biggest arm. I mean, shit, before the Chargers game, he came out and said, like, Justin Herbert is a completely different quarterback than me. He can make all the throws. He's got the big arm. He can chuck it, down the field. And Herbert looked really, really good in this game. No turnovers. He was running the ball a little bit. Like, he's what you want to see in a quarterback and what you want to see a quarterback like him do. But Tua somehow even emphasized his tools even more and was just like, I'm going to put this ball where it needs to go, and it's going to go there every time. And when you have guys that can be yak monsters like Tyreek, like Jalen Waddle, like their tight end whose name I just forgot, but like
Gesicki? Is he the guy still?
Gesicki's in
He's gone.
New England. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm gonna do depth chart. But he got a bunch of, like, there was one drive where he was targeted like 4 or 5 times and got a first down every single time. It was like, this dude gets it. Their offense is just, Mike McDaniel's a genius. I am just Durham Smythe is his name. Smythe.
Oh, there's a hockey trophy named after him.
The Conn Smythe. It is not named after him, but also yes. Yeah, Miami's scary, and like Bill Belichick, defensive genius, super duper smart, broke up with his girlfriend or whatever. Patriots are worried about that, and like, girl, call me. We can talk. You can have the first ever interview one-on-one with me on the podcast. Let's chat, whatever. Send me your digits. Do you think New England has any possibility of slowing this offense down this weekend?
Sure. Belichick's the exact type of coach that you would say, if anybody's going to scheme a way out of this, it's him. Especially on a relatively short week, going from a late Sunday afternoon game to this, but I don't expect it. I wouldn't. Also, it's a division game. He definitely knows all of those players very well. So I wouldn't be terribly surprised. Look how many years Miami was terrible and they still managed to beat the Brady-led Patriots once a year.
Yeah, so that was the feather in Craig's cap for a long time.
That's all they had. Well, at least we beat the Patriots. There's always the chance that happens, but I do think the safe money is on Miami winning this game and winning it fairly comfortably. Not a blowout. I don't think that you blow out division opponents very often, but maybe, 7 to 10 points, not 40.
Yeah. Oh, man, it hurts so bad. It still hurts. It hurts my heart. Yeah, Belichick, you're right. If there's someone that can scheme a game close, it's going to be Belichick. But I don't know that, and I'm going to be completely honest with anyone that's listening to this. I'm not a Patriots fan. Don't follow the Patriots super duper closely. I don't know that they have enough talent on defense to be able to keep up with these guys. And like, Jalen Waddle was not targeted often in the game, but he still got like 5 catches for almost 80 yards. Tyreek got over 200 yards and a tutty. Like, it's not if, it's when. Like, the top comes off the defense at some point, and like, they even have Raheem Mostert, who runs inexplicably fast, averages 5 yards a carry somehow, and like catches balls out of the backfield. It's almost not fair. It is almost not fair. Miami is set up to do some stuff.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what Miami has this season. I think I predicted them to lose to the Steelers in the AFC Championship game. One of those sides of the championship game is a good chance of happening. The other sides are the Steelers.
Would you, after week 1 that we are throwing away because it hurt our feelings, would you say that Miami is the favorite in this division right now?
Yes. I don't even think it's close.
I was going to say, is it particularly close? Because it's not for me.
No, I think they split with Buffalo. I think they sweep the Jets, and they have a chance of sweeping the Patriots. I think. And if they do that, then Buffalo's already 0-1 in the division. Yeah. So I think Miami has
lost a very winnable game.
Very winnable game. I think Miami has a very good chance of. I think they were watching that game last Monday night going, "Oh, we got this in the bag, baby." Although they probably didn't use those words because nobody says that anymore. But still, they had those thoughts.
I appreciated it. The one thing that I think isn't occurring to everyone yet, and like maybe if you're a Dolphins fan, like this has occurred to you, but Jalen Ramsey's not even on that defense yet.
Nope.
So once you add a top 3-4 corner in the league to that defense, they're going to get that much better on the defensive side of the ball. They have a fairly decent pass rush. I don't know, man. Like it just looks like we're destined to see a game between Miami and Kansas City, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, maybe? No, probably not.
Probably not. But maybe.
But maybe. I want to pivot real quick to talk about the primetime game, New Orleans, Carolina. I think New Orleans is going to win this. I don't think it's going to be close, and I don't really care.
No, I think the only thing that's riding on this game is how soon it takes for Bryce Young to get to the point where they can pay an actress to pretend to be his mom to pretend to serve everybody Campbell's soup. That's probably the game. How much longer do we have to wait for him to be a star?
The McNabb treatment. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even believe in New Orleans that much, but Derek Carr has more weapons and is a little better than Bryce Young is at this point, and Carolina has a bad offensive line and New Orleans has a good defensive line, so it just doesn't feel like a good matchup.
Will you even turn the first hour of that game on?
Absolutely not. No shot. I will watch the highlights the next day so that I can talk about it intelligently on this podcast. I did that with all of the games this weekend. I watched bits and pieces of everything so that I could like have things to say, but I will be waiting for highlights on that one.
Yeah, and they will be quick. I will not.
It will be 4.5 minutes.
I will not risk my daughter's wrath at turning Blippi off the TV for a New Orleans Carolina football game. It's just not going to happen.
I'm going to say this game finishes. I don't even know if I want to do a score prediction for this. Shit. New Orleans is going to finish with 23-13.
Oh,
yeah, I'm going to go 23-13.
Ooh, is that a scoregami? That's an odd score.
It is. I was thinking, I was like 2 touchdowns because it's going to happen. And then I did 3 field goals for New Orleans. Yeah. And I was like, okay, what's another weird one? And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do that. I like this. 23-10.
24-17
Nolans. Okay, let's talk about the Monday Night Football game that you care about more specifically, but also that the world is going to care about more.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and I'm going to let you run point on this one because you are the expert. The Browns is the Browns. I know that, and I know that Deshaun Watson is. I saw another funny meme with him this weekend, and it was like Deshaun Watson pointed to God, and God did not point back. I was like, hell yeah.
Deshaun Watson does not scare me whatsoever as a quarterback. Never really did. Certainly not since he has come back from his suspension And I don't fear Cleveland at all because of their offense. Their defense, though, was surprisingly good last week. They've gotten a lot better this year. I don't know. Obviously, Joe Burrow throwing for 82 yards is a fluke. That is
Anomaly.
a pure fluke. Great plays from Cleveland, but a fluke. But Kenny Pickett did not play particularly well last week.
Smacked his head kind of hard on the ground too. That wasn't a great look.
Not a great look. Not a great one. Didn't know that in real time. I did see that on Reddit afterwards of people saying, his play kind of sucked after this. And it's like, well, his play kind of sucked from the beginning, but that was like the third play of the game. So, it is what it is. The Steelers have injuries that they're dealing with on the offense and the defense, and they are the key players. I feel like all offseason, all summer, we were talking Pickett to Pickens, Pickett to Pickens, Pickett to Pickens. And I was like, I think people forgot that Deontay Johnson is a legit good receiver in this league.
I was targeting him in fantasy for sure.
I did too a couple times. And the problem is, I think the other person that forgets that Deontay Johnson exists is Matt Canada. So he never really dials up the plays that allows Deontay Johnson to succeed. So good news for Canada. He doesn't have to worry about Johnson for another 4 weeks. So that's going to be
a bummer. Is that good news or bad news? Because he's going to forget about him even more.
You know who surprised me, though, and might be able to step up and fill that role? I think Calvin Austin came in, but I think Allen Robinson might soak up a lot of those targets that were going to Deontay Johnson.
He is there for a reason. It would be nice for him to step up. He could be a good piece there. And I think it's time for Pickens, too. Like his offseason, he was talking about, everyone was like, oh, it's a 90-10 ball when you throw it to Pickens. He's taking over practices. He's making these catches. It's time to show it. It's time to do it in a game when it matters. And I think what's a better time to do it than prime time against a division rival?
Oh, I would love it so much. I think Cleveland, the two things I was super worried about with Pittsburgh coming into the year, and I was very high on Pittsburgh all throughout the summer, but I did always have the caveat, the young players, Kenny Pickett, most important out of all of them, they need to look and make that second year leap. And after 1 week, which we are admittedly throwing out, but we do not have anything on tape from the regular season that indicates that they did anything but regress. So that's scary. And they certainly did not stay healthy. Key injuries on the offensive side and key injuries on the defensive side. Cam Hayward is a huge loss for this defense. He's out 8 weeks. He is the anchor of that defensive line. And there's no way that they're going to be able to replace him with just one person. And Cleveland pretty good at running the football. So
Nick Chubb's good at stuff.
Nick Chubb's pretty good at the sport of football. So I'm nervous about that. I do not expect this to be a very high-scoring game. I do expect the defenses to dominate large stretches of this game. I have hopes that Pittsburgh wins. I am not picking Pittsburgh because I am back to my superstitious self. I will not be wearing any Steelers attire on game day. I wore a t-shirt that said Pittsburgh Steelers on it, and they got their teeth kicked in. So no more. I will be wearing orange and brown to try and reverse jinx the hell out of this game. I'm going to take Cleveland to win, and I'm going to take them to win by a score of a very boring Monday night, 21-18.
Okay. All right. I am on the opposite side. As I said during our pick'em game, I am taking Pittsburgh. I think Kenny Pickett is a proud quarterback. I think he wants to show out for the gold and black, yellow and black. I don't know if you guys are gold or not.
That was painful to listen to you say that like that.
I don't know.
The gold, it's black and gold, baby. Come on. Although right now we're black and yellow. We haven't earned the gold yet.
Okay, so the black and yellow eventual gold. I think he's a proud Pitt guy, and I think he's going to rebound here. And again, I Myles Garrett is a scary motherfucker, but I do think some health would help for sure. If Freiermuth plays, which it looks like he's going to, if you guys are able to utilize Pickens a little better and he's able to get the ball out a little cleaner, I think Pittsburgh's got this on lock. And I am going to say the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win 27-21. And I'm going to even go a step further. I'm going to say Minkah Fitzpatrick picks off Deshaun Watson going for that game-winning drive in the fourth quarter for a fourth quarter kneel down.
I don't like that because I believe Patrick Peterson on his podcast or on a podcast said he was going to pick off Brock Purdy and then break it down on the next episode of the podcast. And he gave up, I think, 2 touchdowns. So
he did give up 2 touchdowns. That's correct.
And how many interceptions did he have?
He had 0.
0. That's the number. That was the number.
That's the number. Yeah.
See,
but I'm not Patrick Peterson, and also I don't play in
Don't
the
count
NFL,
yourself so short.
Yeah, I am though. So like literally 5'7". So it's not a great situation over here. But I'm gonna say Steelers over Browns. With that, guys, let us know down below who you think is going to win this game, and if you think God pointed back to Deshaun Watson, because I don't think it happened. But
God turned slightly away.
He was like, he did that awkward look away. They know they made eye contact, and he was like,
He pulled out his cell phone and pretended to take a call.
Oh no! Oh God! It's me. Oh, I just got. Guys, thank you so much. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. We appreciate it. And we will see you guys all back here next time.